Hi, my name is Jake, and I am a bookish drummer. No soup for you! So this video, I'm going to be discussing all of the books that I want to read in the month of May. This is my May TBR video. These are all of the books that I may get to in the month of May. Wow. And to be honest, I probably won't get to all of these books. This is a pretty lofty goal. I believe I have like 14 books, and there's a reason why I have so many. A lot of these books are relatively short. Like, a lot of them are super short that I know I'll be able to knock them out in like a day. And I don't have too many books that are super long either. They're either like short or medium. There's no like Rhythm of War or George R. R. Martin's stuff or any super long King books. They're all relatively short. So I feel like I'd be able to get to almost all of these, and if I really push hard, I can probably read all of them. But enough of the preamble, let's jump right into it. So these first two books I'll talk about very briefly because they're tentative. I'm not quite sure yet if I will get to them, and that is because one of them is The Burning God, which is the third book in the Poppy War series. I will get to this book if I actually finish my reread of Dragon Republic, which is what I was supposed to do last month. But I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get to it in April. And then the other book is Age of Legend, and this is tentative on me reading Age of War in April, which I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do. It's relatively short, and I hope I can get to it because this series is quickly becoming one of my favorite. So I'll go ahead and start with some fantasy and sci-fi books first. One of them is Arm of the Sphinx, which is the sequel to Sinlin Ascends, which I very much enjoyed. I hear that the sequel introduces more perspectives, so you're not just getting the story from Sinlin's eyes, you're going to be starting to get the story from other characters, which is interesting, but I really like Sinlin, so hopefully that's not a detriment to the book. I'm pretty sure it won't be. I'm very excited to pick this up. The next book I have that I want to get to is The Goblin Emperor, which I think at this point is a standalone, which is great because I really need to read more standalones. I haven't read that many. Mainly the books that I read in fantasy tend to be series, so it's nice to just have like a complete story once in a while. Just one book and you're good. The next book I have here, I know I'll be able to get to because it's super short, and it's Daniel Green's debut novella, Breach of Peace. I'll be honest, the only reason I really bought this book, I wasn't really interested in the story. I just kind of wanted to support him because I'm a longtime subscriber of him. Just wanted to support him. Hopefully, since my expectations are a little low, I can go into this book and enjoy it for what it is. And the next book I have to talk about is a sci-fi book, and that would be A Memory Called Empire. I've heard this book be compared to City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett, or maybe it was the reverse where City of Stairs was compared to this book. Either way, I love City of Stairs, so if it's at all similar to that, I have a good feeling that I'm going to really like this. And I also just need to read more sci-fi in general, so boom. I also have a lot of horror books that I really want to get to, including one that I had no idea was actually out. I just realized this, I think I bought this a week ago, and I was super excited when I saw this. It's You Love Me by Caroline Kepnes, and this is the third book in the Joel Goldberg series. I've read the first two books, You and Hidden Bodies, and very much enjoyed them. And I've been waiting for the third book for quite a while, like a lot of people. and I randomly saw this at 2nd and Charles, and I was like, how did I not know about this? So since I know nothing about it because I had no idea what was coming out, I'm going into this book completely blind. I have no idea what Joe's going to be up to in this book, and I'm very much excited to read it. The next book I have to talk about is The Perfect Child, which I've heard very good things about, and from reading the back of it, it sounds very similar to one of my all-time favorite horror books, Baby Teeth. I don't know what it is, but like sick, like just psychopathic kids just killing people and messing with their parents. I don't know. It's just so much fun. It reminds me a lot of the story, or not the story, the movie Orphan that came out a long time ago. I loved that movie. And I also like Baby Teeth, which just seems so similar to this book. And if it's anything like that, I know I'm going to love this book. And the next horror book I want to get to is The Sundown Motel. I've also heard very good things about this book as well, including how you kind of are following two different timelines. One of them is in present day, and one of them is in the 80s. I kind of like stories that tell two different timelines at the same time. Did that make any sense? And it's also supposed to just be a very good, gripping, just horror and ghost stories. So, and like I said, I need to read more horror, so hopefully this one's good. And the last horror book I want to get to is The Butterfly Garden. And this book is supposed to be... Maybe that's a bad omen. Maybe I shouldn't read this. Anyway, it's supposed to be a very dark and disturbing horror story. This isn't like a fun horror story like The Perfect Child probably will be. This probably has some very dark and twisted things in it, and I actually really enjoy that aspect of horror as well. So I'm very much expecting to be grossed out and freaked out, and hopefully this lives up to the hype. The next book I have here is by one of my all-time favorite authors, and that would be After the Quake by Haruki Murakami. This is a very short story collection, so I know I'll be able to get to it, and I'm trying to read more Haruki Murakami because I've got so much more by him to read. I need to catch up. And I figured since this month I'm already reading a bunch of shorter books, I'll be able to get through this no problem. And I'm also trying to read at least one Agatha Christie book a month. So I picked Three Blind Mice, which is one of her best, or supposedly best, short story collections. I love Agatha Christie's novels for the most part, but I'm not a huge fan of her short story collections. But from what I've heard and gathered, this is one of her best. So I have high hopes at least. This next book is a fairly old thriller written by Michael Crichton under a different name, and that would be Easy Go by John Lang, aka Michael Crichton. For those who don't know, Michael Crichton, when he was a student at Harvard getting his doctorate, I believe, during his downtime, he wrote several very short thriller books. I believe he wrote 8 of them. And they came out one every year. And then eventually when he started writing his books, he wrote them under his real name, Michael Crichton. I've read several John Lang books. I think I only really enjoyed 1 or 2 of them. For the most part, they're just kind of cheesy and not very good, but this one's supposed to be one of the better ones, so hopefully it's good. And again, it's super short, so I'll be able to get to it. Watch me only read like 4 books. And the last book I have to talk about today is a thriller that I'm very excited for. I hear nothing but good things about, and that would be The Last Mrs. Parrish. And for thriller books, I really love jumping into them, not knowing a lot about them. So I don't even really know quite what the main premise is. All I know is that a bunch of people really like it, and it's supposed to be a book that has a really good twist to it, I think. I might be misremembering things, but either way, I'm excited to read it. And I think this is something that booktubers do. Hold on, let me... Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I'm gonna have to put these down. Okay, let's see if I can get these all in frame here. All right. So, those are all the books that I hopefully will get to. Like I said, I probably won't get to every single book, but I'm going to try my hardest to read all of these books, or if not, most of these books. Anyways, what did you guys think of this video? Have you read any of these books? Are you excited to read them? Did you like any of these books? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. I gotta go. No soup for you.
No soup for you.
No soup for you.